Hey, welcome to the Madmen of Wrestling. I'm Jake,
I'm Victor.
and we're here to talk about the greatest Royal Rumble. So, uh, all in all, what did you feel about the show?
I liked it. It was just a little bit long for me.
Yeah, I mean, it was WrestleMania style, or it took a long time.
Yeah, I felt like it had definitely a WrestleMania feel. I felt like that it was a. I've actually heard that it was a WrestleMania type, like, what's the word? Aside? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it was just a long WrestleMania type show, like SummerSlam, WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. A spin-off. There you go. That's the word I was looking for.
Well, I mean, they had to do something big because supposedly they were getting a lot of money from Saudi Arabia. So they made it as long as they could.
Yeah, run time. We got a 5-hour show with a 1-hour pre-show. Did you catch the pre-show?
No, I skipped that. I mean, it came on at 9 in the morning West Coast, and I was like, I gotta go to sleep because I work nights. So I mean, I couldn't dilly dally and watch it.
I watched the pre-show. I caught it before I went to work that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was pretty early in the morning, and then I caught the actual show later on after it had aired.
Yeah, I did too. So I mean, let's start it off.
So we have the first match opening was surprisingly to me it was Triple H versus John Cena.
I mean, what a better way to start a show with two big time stars, you know?
I thought it was a smart choice.
Oh, it was. Get the energy going real quick. It was John Cena versus Triple H. I mean, two of the very best, big names. Kind of a house show feel because of the fact that they had nothing.
Yeah, no build to it.
No build, no story. So it was just John Cena versus Triple H. So, I mean, it was a good match. They wrestled their style of match.
Everything I expected out of those two. I'm sure that if there was a story to it, I'm sure it would have been 10 times as good, but no, it was good for what it was.
Yeah. The finish saw John Cena hitting 2 attitude adjustments on Triple H to put him down. And then he made a nice little speech.
I was just going to ask you what you thought of the speech.
It served its purpose, which was to be thankful to the Saudi Arabia crowd.
Do you think that was John Cena being John Cena, or do you think that was just an extension of him speaking for everyone as far as
I think
WWE?
It was a little bit of both. It was John Cena being John Cena, and in part speaking for the WWE, and
Yeah, I thought so too.
So that was cool. Next match was for the Cruiserweight Championship. Champion Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto.
I wanted to ask you before we move on.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, when was the last time Triple H won a match?
An actual match?
Yeah.
Survivor Series.
Which one?
The Survivor Series match.
This last one?
Yeah, the one that passed. It was him, Kurt Angle. It was Team Raw versus Team SmackDown.
Oh, that's right, and him and Braun Strowman.
Yes. So,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was the last time that I could remember.
Okay.
So, back to the Cruiserweight Championship match. Kalisto had earned this opportunity by winning a gauntlet match on 205 Live. He beat Drew Gulak, I believe. Anyways, I think originally Buddy Murphy had the shot, but he couldn't make weight.
Okay.
So they had that gauntlet match.
I can't wait for him to be towards the top so we can see a little bit more of him.
Yeah, true. So this match was pretty good. More than good. I thought it was pretty great.
Kalisto? I don't know if it's because he's Mexican or what, but that Saudi Arabian crowd didn't seem like they were too into him.
I think it's just Saudi Arabia crowd only knows the people that are like older, more established wrestlers.
Okay.
So like Kalisto, they're like, who's this guy? Cedric, same thing with Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
But if you can win over any crowd with great wrestling, and I think they did that.
Okay.
The ending.
What? Go ahead.
Oh no, the ending was Kalisto going for the Salida del Sol, but it was reversed into a lumbar check, which was a great reversal. And Cedric Alexander picked up the win with that move.
All right.
Any more thoughts on that match?
I don't. There was something that I was gonna mention, but I'm gonna pass.
You're gonna wait? Hold?
No, I'm not gonna hold. I'm just gonna move on.
Okay. Next match.
Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, the
Deleters of Worlds.
Yes. Versus The Bar, who's on SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, we pretty much knew.
Well, I mean, they got their rematch anyway, so.
Yeah, we pretty much knew that the Deleters of Worlds were going to win because of the fact that they're on Raw and they're fighting for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The Bar are on SmackDown.
I was looking at it like this. I was trying not to look at it like, oh, they're going to lose because they're on SmackDown. I just figured that because this was going to Saudi Arabia, this was a separate show than what their storylines were going to be.
So it was like out of canon.
Right, like a bigger house show than
normal.
Than normal. So it wasn't like a normal pay-per-view or anything like that.
What did you think of this match?
I thought it was all right for what it was.
Yeah, it served its purpose. It was entertaining.
The way I looked at it was, either way we were gonna see a new tag team champions. So, I was just excited to see who it was gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy winning. I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen with them. Heard maybe they might add some more broken characters.
Really?
Yeah, possibly.
So they're gonna have like a faction or something like that?
Maybe.
Interesting.
I heard maybe Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas maybe. Reunite the brothers.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, Bo Dallas is Bray Wyatt's brother.
I did not. Well, I knew that. I just didn't know that they were gonna.
Well, there was it's just like little rumor talk.
Okay.
It's not like.
So they have something to do.
Yeah, because they're looking for a faction to join.
Yeah.
So that would be good.
What was I gonna say? There was something about what did Bray Wyatt said. I don't know if it was a WWE.com exclusive or if it just happened on this week's Raw. Following the Greatest Royal Rumble, where he said that he no longer has Sister Abigail up here no more, and he has a new name.
Isn't it Samael or something?
Yeah,
like that?
Samael is his new name.
No, I mean, let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if he's gonna change his finishing move name.
Yeah.
Sister Abigail to Samael. Brother Samael?
I don't know. For this match, I just thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was good. Next match,
we have Jinder Mahal versus Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship.
The rematch that Jinder Mahal gets after losing.
Which I was actually gonna want to enjoy this one because at WrestleMania there was the Fatal 4-Way, and I don't know, it was just a Fatal 4-Way, and it was super short, and it was just what it was. Yeah. So I was looking forward to see this rematch on a big show like this, to see, because I'm a fan of Jinder Mahal, and I see him being Universal Champion on Raw soon. So as far as this one goes, I expected Jeff to win.
Yes.
But no, I thought it was all right. How about that Whisper in the Wind?
The wind actually knocked out Jinder. It was more than just a whisper. It was a roar of wind.
I was like, all right, he missed. And I was like, no, don't fall.
Don't sell it, yeah.
Yeah, the camera had him off for a second.
Yeah.
And then next second, he just came in and just fell. And I was like, no.
Yeah. I mean, in that instance, you gotta just
okay, he missed. Fuck it.
I mean, if he hit you enough to where it looks believable, then take it. And then the announcers will be like, oh, he got some of it. But Michael
Cole said, oh, nobody in the pool on that one or something like that.
And then they try to say oh, Jinder's just pretending to, set up Jeff Hardy. So, but in that instance, I mean, you gotta
it's hard to
if Jeff Hardy does not hit you with the Whisper and Wind, then you sell it you dodged it, and then you hit him, you pound on him, and then redo it later. I mean, you have to, but I mean, he missed. total whiff.
That's one thing that it like, okay, it's hard to watch, but I can get over it. The one thing I can't get over is the commentators trying to make up for it and explain.
That's always commentators.
Yeah.
Sometimes their explanation for things is very humorous because they go in a direction that you probably shouldn't go.
It's like, all right, it passed, just ignore it, let it go, let's move on.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
All right. Anyways, the ending saw Jeff Hardy win. He beat Jinder. Don't hinder Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, hindered him with that whisper in the wind.
That fake whisper in the wind. So yeah, so Jeff Hardy retains, and he's still the United States champion.
So the next match we have the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos.
Okay.
Uso crazy.
The Usos, I mean, seemed like they had a shot because of they got a pin on Eric Rowan.
I thought it was weird being heel versus heel, but obviously this being a not a normal show, we saw the Usos definitely being the faces in this match.
I think the Usos are more evolving into a face team now.
You think so?
Yeah, they've been slightly over time.
I think they're a great tag team. I didn't really like them when they had the face paint and all that.
Yeah, well, because they were bland. They didn't have anything to grab onto. Now they have they're doing some great mic work.
Locked up.
Uso Penitentiary, and they're always a great in-ring team, and they had some great matches with the New Day, so that just established them further as a great team. Mm-hmm. But in this match, they ended up falling short.
Yep.
The Bludgeon Brothers are still dominating the tag division on SmackDown, and
I didn't think, like, since they were kind of flip-flopping Rowan and Harper for a while, I was hoping that Harper would get a good singles run, and I thought he was going to get there for a while, and I hope that he does eventually.
I think his injury stalled that out for him.
Yeah. He was Intercontinental Champion before, hasn't he?
Yeah, which is sometimes happens. So I think
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, hopefully this new resurgence in the tag team division will help him out in the future.
Yeah.
So Bludgeon Brothers won.
So what did you think of this match?
It was just there, to be honest.
You think that, because I feel like when we do these, that a lot of the matches I feel is
Well, I mean, just for this show particularly, they were just house show matches for the most part. So, I mean, this is going to...
Do you think that...
they're still establishing the Bludgeon Brothers as dominant, and this is... While they're doing that, you're going to get matches that aren't really...
Okay, so do you think that because that this show, the Greatest Royal Rumble, felt like a house show and it was kind of bland, was because that this wasn't on their normal schedule as far as, pay-per-views go and storylines?
I think it was just so close after WrestleMania, you can't really do...
That this... You
can't do a lot of interesting things.
Okay.
And especially when you're doing something in Saudi Arabia and you're trying to establish...
Do you think that this show and how they were... these matches played out was for the Saudi Arabian crowd and not for the typical audience of the network?
Yeah. Because the eventual finish of another match we're going to get into kind of says it too. But these are just matches that were just thrown out. You saw no title changes.
Yeah, and
you saw
which is
nothing,
fine.
No big developments.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a placeholder show.
Okay.
Really, just
even though like it was a placeholder show, I'm not disagreeing with you. Mm-hmm. I still think that this was a good show. It made a lot of historic.
It said a lot of history.
Yeah, it said a lot of history, just like WrestleMania. They did a lot of different things. Yeah. This a lot of new things. They did this in Saudi Arabia for the first time making it a really big show. A few,
well, they did it just because it's Saudi Arabia
Right.
and they're giving them a lot of money. So,
right.
but it doesn't. But this show doesn't hold any weight in the WWE universe as a whole.
Okay.
Like, there's no.
I think that's the answer I was kind of looking for. Okay.
It's just there.
All right.
Okay.
So we can move on.
Yeah.
The Intercontinental Ladder match.
That was a pretty good match.
Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, The Miz, and Finn Balor. This match to me was the standout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it stole the show, I would think. Besides the Rumble itself, this match was the show stealer.
Yep.
You know?
Ladder matches are always fun. It's always interesting. I always like them.
I always want to see what they're going to do differently, you know?
I mean, I feel like WWE does a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And multiple man ladder matches too.
Yeah.
But some of them are some of them are better than others.
Yes.
But I don't think that I don't think I'm ever disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and put in Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and The Miz in a ladder match. It's going to be good.
That Samoa Joe being in that kind of took me by surprise.
They needed to put him out there again. You know, he just returned from injury. They needed him to do something, so they put him in the ladder match. I mean, his role was to be the non-athletic guy, the bruiser.
Yeah,
and he did that great.
He's on SmackDown now, right? He got shooken up to the brand.
Shook to SmackDown. So yeah, he's on SmackDown now. So him winning the Intercontinental Championship was kind of like, he's probably not going to win.
Yeah.
Same thing with The Miz.
You didn't think so?
No, I didn't think The Miz was going to win. I think it was between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, but because Seth Rollins had just won it, I don't think he was going to lose it.
I didn't think he was going to lose it either, but the one thing that made me think was, as soon as The Miz came out, I'm glad that Michael Cole had stated this, was that if he won, he would have tied the record to being the 9-time Intercontinental Champion like Jericho.
Yeah, I mean, they threw that out a lot, but probably just to get people off the trail.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they might give it to The Miz?
Yeah. And I guess obviously it worked with me, kind of thinking that. Yeah. I wanted to mention this on our last episode for the WrestleMania episode.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that they did this again on this show. The graphics that they were using during entrances.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, okay, so for The Miz, when he came out, there were these graphics that came out, like these 3D kind of graphics that said Miz. Right. And then they did that at WrestleMania, and then they also did that at WrestleMania for Asuka, where all those faces came out. So, what did you think of that? Because that's the first time I've ever seen them do that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's something new and different.
Right. I didn't. I saw it at WrestleMania and I thought it was different. I never seen it before. I didn't expect them to use it here or even ever again.
I think, like I said, because of Saudi Arabia and as much money as they're dishing out, they brought pyro back.
I know, fireworks.
Yeah, they're gonna do those graphics. If now Backlash coming up, we'll see if those graphics are here to stay or if they're just for the big shows.
Okay.
So.
But to answer my question, what did you think of them?
No, they're great.
Okay.
They didn't take away from it. It added to their entrance. Something, like I said, different, unique. It's always good to keep progressing with entrances.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with this match, we saw Seth Rollins to pick the win. That was a nice
finish.
Ending to the match. Nice I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because Finn Balor was he was climbing up, about to get the belt, but here comes Seth Rollins jumping over onto the ladder and just quickly grabbing off the belt.
It was still, how can I describe this? I don't want to. It was really cool to see that. Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of springboard type moves and stuff like that.
It was good to see someone just quickly grab the belt.
Yeah, because I hate seeing that like slow climb.
I mean,
and
they're building drama.
Yeah, Finn Balor could have gone a few more rungs and reach it, but he just, for a short guy, seemed like he was just too far away.
Well, he was super tired and fought a rigorous match, but
I
then
can
Seth Rollins
I
comes
can
in.
buy that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the look that Finn Balor had on his face of just pure, like, what the hell.
What happened? He cut his eye.
Yeah, he must have got hit with a ladder or something. You know,
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't really see where
All
he
right.
got injured, but ladder matches, I mean, pain happens,
Mm-hmm.
cuts happen, blood sometimes happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next match we had, the WWE Championship match, Nakamura versus AJ
Yeah.
Styles.
And this is what I was talking about earlier. The ending, the match itself was pretty good. I think
Which match did you think was better? Mania or
this one.
This one?
This one, because of the fact that they have something to play with now, which is Nakamura being the heel.
Okay.
And AJ trying to get retribution for all the low blows.
Okay, I can agree with you on that. So how do you feel about the count out?
And this is why I was saying earlier that this was just a placeholder show. So they have the double count out. They didn't want to have Nakamura lose again. They didn't want to have AJ Styles lose his belt.
So you're saying that because it's a double count out, there's no winner.
It prolongs their feud to Backlash, to where we can have a definitive.
Okay, so let's say that there was a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say, okay, I was trying to make, I don't know if I told you this the other day off the record, but I was trying to explain this to a friend, and I don't know if he understood this or not, but it made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I didn't like the count out.
Yeah, you're not gonna like a non-finish.
Well, look at it this way. I didn't like the count out because of the fact that, okay, yeah, we're moving forward to Backlash, okay? I would think that this would make more sense if it was a DQ on AJ's part.
True.
And Nakamura wins.
I was just thinking about it, like if Nakamura tried to go for a low blow, and then AJ Styles retaliated with a low blow, but the ref saw. I think that would probably have been a good finish.
This is the way I was trying to look at it and explain. Is, okay, AJ gets disqualified and Nakamura wins.
Yes.
Okay, so we get a few low blows, we get a few like stuff where the referee can't see, or a lot of stuff that Nakamura is just doing underhanded stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Out of frustration, AJ just wails on him, and he doesn't get off of him for the 5 count, and he gets disqualified.
Okay.
It's all frustration. Okay. He loses. He retains the title. Nakamura wins, but he doesn't win the title. Okay. That leads you to a match at Backlash.
Well, I mean, that establishes Nakamura as still the number 1 contender, because he does have a
over. You could still
Styles.
make an excuse for him to get another rematch.
Well, I mean,
it's just
they just figured to go with a double countout. I mean, keep both of them looking strong.
It would have still.
If you see AJ Styles pouncing on Nakamura and beating him senseless,
I wouldn't say senseless. I would just say, like,
cause
okay,
a disqualification.
Yeah, like he intentionally got. I mean, I guess it wouldn't make sense for him to get intentionally disqualified, or like have AJ get him disqualified.
So what was your argument with your friend?
That this would have made more sense than a double count.
And what did he? Well, he said no.
Well, he didn't really say no. He was just like, the double count out was okay because he thought that that's what would lead him to Backlash.
Well,
what they're doing.
Either way, both scenarios, non-finishes will tend to prolong a feud. So, I mean, they could have gone with AJ Styles disqualification, but they went with the count out. And either way, part of me was a little disappointed, but because I know what's going on, they needed it to lead to Backlash. I'm cool with it as long as there's a finish at Backlash.
Yeah.
If there's not, then
I see Nakamura winning the WWE Championship.
This is okay. When we talk about the preview to Backlash,
okay,
I will tell you what I think.
All right.
Would happen.
All right, so then let's move on. We have the casket match.
The casket match.
This match was supposed to be Okay, so it's Undertaker versus Rusev. This
Yes.
match was initially supposed to be Rusev versus
And
Undertaker.
then it changed to Jericho, and then back to Rusev.
Yeah.
So
we don't have Jericho in this match anymore.
Yeah.
He's in the Greatest Royal Rumble later on in the show.
yeah,
The casket match was a casket match.
serviceable.
It was all
It
right.
was it served its purpose, which was to excite the crowd because the Undertaker's there.
Yep.
Give Undertaker a victory, and I mean, and somewhat showcase Rusev because I mean he was he had more offense than John Cena did in WrestleMania.
That was squash.
Yeah, that was a
Mania,
squash. So this one, it was good to see Rusev get some offense in. In English, got some.
He got some stuff in.
Got some stuff
you
in.
know what? I'm glad you brought up Aiden English. I heard that he got a neck injury from the tombstone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know exactly
How bad?
No, I don't know how bad, but I know that he got injured. So I don't know, because I know is Rusev on SmackDown?
Yeah, Rusev is still on SmackDown.
I believe they had some interaction on SmackDown, him and Lana.
Yeah, okay, so this is what happened. Rusev and Aiden English were backstage, and they were warming up. And then Lana came in, and Aiden English was like, oh, hey, I'll catch you guys around. Because, you know, Lana and Rusev need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
So Lana's like, hey, how's it going, Rusev? And Rusev's like, oh, it's going all right. And she's like, you know, there's something holding you back, right? And he's like, what? No. He's like, what is it? And then she's like, and then that's when Aiden English came in. He's like, oh, I forgot my jacket. And then he walks off, and then she's like, it could be that guy. So they're teasing a Rusev Day breakup. Well, which now with maybe because Aiden English got injured with his neck, maybe that's a possible reason. I didn't know about that, so
when I saw this casket, I thought it was a really big casket. I was like, wait, Rusev's not that big. But well, obviously, you know, it's for two people.
It was kind of like thin, like small, like you enough to fit one person, and then you close it, or no, like, you know. Usually
it was wide.
Yeah, usually
it was
when
thin,
they have caskets,
but wide.
Usually when they have caskets, they're like deeper.
Yeah,
but
they have those big giant wooden ones.
But it's pretty shallow. So I mean, that kind of threw me off. But
it was a casket.
Casket match. The right person won. Even though, like, I was thinking maybe John Cena would come in.
Oh yes, tell me. Okay, so, tell the audience what you were thinking.
This was my if this show was part of the canon, and they wanted to do some big things, I was thinking that they would have John Cena lose to Triple H, and be like, oh, I'm on a losing streak because I lost to Undertaker, and then this would have been a good time to turn him heel, but they're not going to. But if they did, he would interfere in this match, cause Undertaker to lose by putting him in the casket, which would take Undertaker out for a while, but then he would make promos leading up to maybe SummerSlam or even Survivor Series.
I was going to say Survivor Series.
Maybe SummerSlam, they fight at SummerSlam, John Cena wins, which leads to a next match, which is, you know, the rubber match, and then have Undertaker lose at Survivor Series, which would therefore end his career.
Okay.
Maybe in a buried alive match again.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So Undertaker comes and goes.
That would have been a good time to, you know, turn him heel. But again, it was non-canon, so that wasn't going to happen. But they had a good opportunity to do something.
All right, let's move on. We have the steel cage match for the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
How many times can I see Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns fight in a boring match? I mean, it's good to see suplexes. It's good to see F5s. It's good to see spears, but it's getting kind of old seeing them kick out of each other's stuff.
It's the same.
It's kind of watering them down. It is, and then you get the finish where there's controversy. I really didn't see it. I know it's the person whose feet touch first, but
whose feet touch first?
Well, if you're gonna go by feet, then I guess Roman Reigns. But I count whoever hits the floor first. And even though Brock Lesnar was on the cage, he hit the floor first.
Okay.
Regardless if the cage was on the floor.
So if you're gonna get technical, if you want to get technical, is it both feet have to touch the floor?
Yeah, they say both feet.
Okay. So, all right. When I saw this finish, I went, who won? And then they announced that it was Lesnar, and I was like, okay, I can't stand Reigns, but if we're getting technical, his feet hit first.
Yeah.
But as this week went on, because we're a week out of the Greatest Royal Rumble when we're recording this. So as the week went on, I've seen videos where only one of Reigns' feet hit the floor
before Brock Lesnar got up.
Somebody posted of the video again, and then zoomed in on Reigns' feet, and his foot is on the floor, and his other foot is on the apron.
Yeah. So like I said, I had no problem with the finish. I didn't see any controversy. They made it more controversial than it had to be.
Right.
Brock Lesnar hit the ground first, regardless if he was on the cage or not. He hit the floor first. And then that was that. There was no controversy for me. And now some people say that wasn't supposed to happen. Roman Reigns was supposed to win.
So I didn't hear that. So what? The cage wasn't supposed to break open?
No, it was supposed to break open, but supposedly it was supposed to be Reigns who won, and maybe the ref got the call wrong, which I
didn't hear that.
Yeah, but that's why he apologized on like Raw the next day, or a couple days later. I think it was like Chad Patton or something.
Oh shit!
So he's like, "Oh, I got the call wrong. I felt pressured and stuff like that." So. But I don't know. I think they're trying to get sympathy on Reigns or something. I don't know. I don't think it was a botch.
So what do you think? Do you think that this was the right finish, or do you think that Reigns was supposed to win this match?
I think Brock Lesnar was supposed to win that match the whole time.
Okay.
Because why are you going to have Roman Reigns spear Brock Lesnar through the gate? If you're gonna have Brock Lesnar, or if you're gonna have Roman Reigns win, then you're just have him win. You know, why are you gonna have him spear Brock Lesnar through the cage, and then winning?
Yeah,
I mean that doesn't make sense.
Eh.
So I think it was all along Brock Lesnar was supposed to retain.
Okay,
but this was supposed to be controversial, so it's not. It's like Roman Reigns didn't lose.
I see what you're saying. So do you think we're gonna see another Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns?
God, I hope not. But we probably are.
I don't know. That are Roman Reigns, and a lot of people that aren't Roman Reigns and can't stand him. I'm one of the people that don't really care for him too much. He's not very entertaining. He's not. I don't know. I'm not going to go into why.
He's not compelling.
I'm not going to go into why I don't like him.
He's improved a lot on the mic. He's improved a lot in the ring, but the fact that, like I had mentioned before in previous videos, he was forced down our throats as the man, and you know, wrestling fans don't like to be force fed somebody unless they have.
I keep going.
They have things we like in-ring talent, charisma, and not just looks of a main guy.
Since I've not liked him, I've gone back to comparing him to John Cena and why people don't like him and some people do like him, and it's just one-sided and they're just gonna keep going with him.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I don't think that's a good idea. I even look back to The Rock when they didn't like The Rock and they turned him heel and now he's this big old giant star.
You have to go with what the fans want sometimes, even though. That's not what
I've heard.
wants.
I've heard that Vince McMahon is just a big stubborn guy, and that
I heard that they might be, pulling back on the reins, if you will.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't really won any big time matches in a long time.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's no big time people to beat anymore. See, with Cena, he faced everybody.
Yeah.
Undertaker, JBL, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, all these guys, and he's beat them for championships at WrestleMania and stuff like that. Who is Lesnar? I mean, not Lesnar. Reigns beat. He
did beat John Cena.
Well, I mean, he's beat John Cena and he's beat Undertaker.
He hasn't beat Brock Lesnar.
And he hasn't beat Brock Lesnar yet. But still, those are the couple of guys that he has beat that are notable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this era, they haven't made real big stars yet. They have stars, but they're not next level stars.
Yeah.
So Reigns has to beat the people that already have been established. Triple H, John Cena, Undertaker. It's still not doing anything for us.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like it, but others don't.
I keep getting told, like, oh, this is a kid's show. Like, that's why it is what it is. But, I mean...
Well, they cater to everybody.
But still, they can have good storylines and good everything for everyone. But don't make your main dude... hit. Like, I can see why John Cena. Okay, I'm going to agree...
I think they did John Cena. They pulled the trigger on him.
I didn't like him at first. He grew on me. But
I think they're not gonna. As much as I don't think they're gonna duplicate that.
You can't.
I mean, you can't have your top guy be not liked by some people.
Majority of the audience.
Yeah, they're gonna continue to boo him. They're going. There's nothing Reigns can do.
I do believe, because I heard this too, that a lot of the reason why people boo him is just so they could be as fan interaction, so they could be a part of the show. But
look, granted, sometimes it's hard to resist being a part of the crowd. I went to a show, but I was like, oh, I'm not gonna cheer that, and then, you know, Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes out and you go, oh!
Yeah, but still, you are a part of the show no matter what. You paid your ticket, you're there. You have the choice to cheer or boo whoever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to boo the guy because of the guy next to you.
I'm saying maybe a few people get caught up in the boos, but not. It's a lot of the boos are legit boos. We're just tired of them. We're like, get him out of here. We don't. He's not doing anything compelling. He's not. His mic work. He's whining. It seems like. So everything he's doing is kind of not.
I'm gonna say this. I think it's a lot of the same stuff. It's the same stuff every time. Like.
Yeah. I mean, he's born.
This is my yard.
Yeah, big dog.
I'm the big dog.
Yeah.
And this is why.
Brock Lesnar's a part-timer. He's not here again.
Yeah, and it's the same thing that everybody else has complained about, or as a heel, or whatever, you know, about Brock Lesnar, or a part-time guy. And then, you know what, I think he tries to be cool.
Yeah.
Or the big dog when he's
tries
like,
to be cool,
you're a
or
bitch.
He tries to get people over,
I think,
like, on his side with his complaints, but it just makes him seem like a whiner. So let's move on from this. I'm done. I'm done with talking about.
All right, so we have the actual Royal Rumble match.
The 50-man Royal Rumble. Did you feel like it was long?
No, I felt like it was a normal Royal Rumble match.
I felt like it was a bit long, but
really,
it was because they didn't have too much happening.
I felt
in certain areas.
I felt like this was a typical Royal Rumble match because of how long it went. I felt like it went a little over what a normal match is. Mm-hmm. But all in all, I didn't feel like it was too long. I felt like the actual show was too long. I don't know if it is because it was 5 hours or if it was because I caught part of the pre-show beforehand.
Yeah.
But
well, any show that has a Royal Rumble in it is going to be a long show because of the fact that Rumbles take time.
Yeah.
At least an
patience.
hour. At least an hour.
Yeah.
So the Rumble started off promising with Daniel Bryan number 1, Dolph Ziggler number 2, and they had some good moments where I can't really remember too much of a lot of it, but I did like the interaction between Shane and Daniel Bryan going to mix it up.
Yeah,
but they didn't. Kevin Owens coming out and causing mischief.
Oh, Do you think that Mike Canales beat Santino's record?
No, they said on the next the Raw, like it was on.
It was like 3 seconds,
the
huh?
YouTube exclusive.
Yeah, I didn't think
he
so.
didn't beat it, and he was
No.
all excited he didn't beat it. So maybe that'll be his new gimmick that
I
he's
don't
excited
know.
for not beating the record.
Oh, well.
Hopefully he gets something to do because he's a good talent, but he's getting wasted right now.
Yeah.
Back to the Rumble.
So we had a couple of call-ups in there. Well, I wouldn't
not
I wouldn't
call-ups.
call them
Just,
call-ups.
they needed to fill spots.
Yeah.
So you saw Roderick Strong.
I was pretty excited for that one when
He
he
had
came
a good
out.
showing.
He
was
came in hot.
throwing knees and backbreakers.
Oh man, he gave a good one to Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Also Tucker Knight from Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, and then we had two guys that I don't think have been on the actual NXT show yet, but I know that there are a couple dudes. One is Dan Mathis, the bald guy.
I think I've seen him on the show, but he doesn't have like a real strong presence on it.
Yeah,
he's been there a couple times.
Okay.
Also, I haven't seen, what was the other guy's name?
Let me see. My notes say his name is Babatunde.
Okay.
Babatunde.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on NXT.
I haven't seen him either, but man, is this guy huge.
He's tall. I wanted a better interaction between him and Braun Strowman.
I did too, and then Strowman just threw him over like a baby.
Bye.
Yeah.
Got these hands. Some good returns. Chris Jericho.
We got Chris
number
Jericho.
50.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio had a good showing. He looks better than ever.
I think that Michael Cole mentioned that Goldust got one of the records in there. He matches Kane
for the most rumbles?
For one of the most rumbles in history, and then I think next to Triple H also.
Yeah, so that's good for Goldust. They had this weird sumo wrestler come out.
I thought that was kind of strange.
You know why?
Why?
So apparently the prince or the king, I forget it was.
Okay.
Requested certain wrestlers. He wanted to see The Undertaker, he wanted to see The Ultimate Warrior, and he wanted to see Yokozuna.
Shut up.
Yeah. So since Ultimate Warrior has passed away, Yokozuna is also passed away. They kind of fulfilled his wish by having this guy. Can't remember his name, but he was a sumo wrestler.
Hiroki Sumi.
Hiroki Sumi,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Seemed like Yokozuna-ish. So, yeah, that's why he was there, and that's why he got
I thought it was funny when Michael Cole mentioned, he kind of reminds me of Akibono, who faced Big Show at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm
like,
surprised I didn't see Big Show.
But he's not.
Big Show?
I don't know.
No, you know what? I heard he was injured.
Really?
He was injured. He re-injured his hip or something a little bit.
Oh, man.
So he couldn't make it. Sami Zayn was told not to go.
I heard that was his choice.
No, I heard he said he wasn't booked for it.
Really?
And he wasn't given a reason why. Some people assume that's because Sami Zayn is of Syrian descent, and their relations with Saudi Arabia aren't good right now.
Okay, that's what I heard.
But,
that was his choice, and that's why he didn't go. All right.
I heard that he doesn't know why.
Adam Cole didn't go either because he didn't go because of his uncle or grandfather or something like that was in the war.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that, but yeah.
I mean, they gave WWE wrestlers the choice of whether or not they wanted to participate or not.
Yeah.
So some I guess did and some didn't.
We saw the Great Khali also.
Yeah. He came out, did some chops, and then got eliminated. As he lumbered down to the ring.
I think that at one point he got Rey Mysterio just bah!
Yeah, I mean, his chops are always great.
What did you think of Shane McMahon's bump onto the table? I don't think it would have been
unnecessary. Very unnecessary.
I think that we
like to see that kind of unnecessary stuff.
I don't know. A lot of Shane McMahon's bumps are unnecessary.
Well, you're in Saudi Arabia. People pay.
I don't think it would be if Shane McMahon is on the show. I don't think it's
okay. Shane McMahon has to take a large bump on a table probably, and he has to do coast to coast.
He did coast to coast.
Yeah, and he was yes, exactly.
Those are his things. Those are his moves.
He has to do those. So, and he was going for coast to coast again, and then he got
When he did
table.
coast to coast, did you see how he landed on his head?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's far.
Yeah.
WWE rings are a lot bigger than most rings that people
it's hard
own.
to not get that whiplash effect on your head when you do that move.
Ugh.
So,
oh man. So
the final three.
So it was Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, who lasted
an hour and 16 minutes,
which is the record for Rumbles.
Yeah,
he beat Rey
Mysterio's at 62 minutes from 2006.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan. It was Big Cass and Braun Strowman. So
we saw Big Cass eliminate Daniel Bryan, which was sad.
Yeah, I mean it had to happen because of the fact that one, it keeps their feud going.
Yeah,
it gives Big Cass a victory without actually beating Daniel Bryan, and it also stops Braun Strowman from eliminating Daniel Bryan, which I don't know if the Saudi crowd would have been like, oh boo, but but it does stop a face from eliminating a face.
Yeah. Also, too, they're two big guys.
Big Cass and Big Strowman.
I don't know why I didn't see Strowman winning this, but I should have.
I kind of felt like he would.
What did you think about throughout the show they're showing this really nice, beautiful trophy, and then just out of nowhere halfway through the show there's this title.
No, I had seen it. They had said commemorative title.
Really?
Yeah, I think I had seen it.
I didn't see it until halfway through the show. I don't even remember them
people
mentioning it.
Were very like, oh, is there a new title? No, it's a commemorative title to show that he won the 50-man Battle Royal. So it's not, or Royal Rumble. It's not a new title.
I didn't expect it to be a new title. I just thought it was strange.
It was a nice title. It looked nice. It had Saudi colors. It looked like the Universal and WWE Championship.
I think there's one thing that we skipped over, and I think that there's people out there
the thing that swept the nation. It was Titus World Slide.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah, Titus O'Neil. I'm sure there's shirts already.
No, there is. Yeah. He is an absolute genius. The man is a genius.
Make it happen.
He's embracing it. It happened. And he's got his own shirts now.
That's the only way you could do it, is embrace it, or make it to where you're a heel and get pissed. I mean, you could do either one. So he's making the monetary embrace.
He's smart, I think.
I mean, it was. They didn't show it initially when he was running down to the ring. They had shown action in the ring, but then the commentators started laughing. He was like, "Oh my God, he slid under the ring!" And
that's the best part of this whole thing was Michael Cole and Corey Graves just laughing.
Yeah, and then of course they had to show the replay like 4 or 5 times, and it was funny. It was genuine slip and slide. It's kind of funny how far he went under the ring.
I know.
I'm glad he didn't get injured because
he could have.
They keep all kinds of things under the ring.
I didn't post this on the Instagram, but I have it saved. Fit Finley tweeted that night. Oh, it's very unfortunate that Titus O'Neil fell down. It was an accident. Yeah. He could have been seriously hurt, but if we're being completely honest, that was hilarious.
It was, and he could have been arrested for breaking and entering into Hornswoggle's home.
Oh God, Hornswoggle came back too.
Yeah, he came back.
That's funny.
Had some action, but then he got booted in the face.
Oh man,
or was in need by Tony Nese, I believe.
Yeah,
Tony Nese, 205 Live participant.
You're doing good with these segues. Tony Nese and his little interaction with the New Day.
Oh, he's trying to dance with the New Day?
Yeah.
I thought that was a little hokey for his character, but he embraced it. And like I said, this is a glorified house show. Why not? And he got eliminated, though, but why not?
Also, speaking of the New Day, when Big E was interacting with Tucker Knight, and he just breaks out the pancakes and just starts throwing them at him, I couldn't stop laughing.
He just kept pancakes.
Very entertaining.
Jock. Gross.
That's gross. It really is gross, and I don't want
any of his syrup.
Corey Graves always happens to mention that's disgusting. It's unsanitary and all that.
It is.
Very
Would you
entertaining.
eat a pancake? Out
I
of
would
some-
not. I would not eat a pancake out of your singlet.
Well, I'm not asking about my singlet.
Anybody's
Yeah,
singlet,
anybody's.
Big E's singlet, nothing. I wouldn't eat that.
Anyways, so Braun Strowman won the 50-man Royal Rumble.
Braun Strowman eliminated 13 guys.
He beat Roman Reigns' record for most eliminations.
Yes, he did.
Well, thank God. Anyways, so I mean, they had to have Braun Strowman win. I think it was like going to be either Braun Strowman or Daniel Bryan, but they gave Daniel Bryan the consolation prize, which was the longest stay in a Rumble, and they gave Braun Strowman, who I think, even though it doesn't really mean anything, he doesn't get a title shot, he doesn't get anything of substance. It's a good victory to have on his.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that there was a stipulation as to what he would have got if he won, but I guess it's just the title and the trophy. So
Yeah,
I mean,
and just recognition of winning.
Again, like we said, it was just a filler show that they did because they were doing this big event in Saudi Arabia. You had mentioned that they're getting a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
What's the rough number if you got an
like
idea?
200 million.
Really?
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah. So, hey, why not? Some people say they're selling out, but they're in the business of making money. Why not make it?
Did you want to mention about the controversy that there was with the women advertisement?
The women, of course, women didn't participate in the Greatest Royal Rumble because of this. They're in Saudi Arabia, and right now Saudi Arabia is not good with women's rights. Not saying
I heard they're moving. I heard they're moving forward.
Yeah,
with stuff like that.
I mean, I think this is a good way to progress in their
culture.
Hopefully, down the road, women will get more rights, which I think that's what the goal is.
Yeah.
And hopefully, down the road, the women of WWE will wrestle at a show in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, the controversy was they showed a clip.
Was it for Backlash?
Yeah, well, it was because of the dual branded pay-per-view.
Okay, yeah, that's right. The dual brands.
So it had women and the men singing a song. I forget what song, but because the women were
featured in this,
and they had the wrestling gear on, and some of the gears inappropriate in Saudi culture.
Yeah.
That was somewhat of a controversy, and WWE apologized. So I mean, it shouldn't be.
Was it WWE that apologized, or did the Saudi apologize?
I'm sure
its
WWE
audience?
apologized for it. So I'm sure it's water on the bridge now.
Like, I don't know. I think I had mentioned this to you before too. Was like, I thought that was strange that they did that, and that they were upset about that. But they had that promo of the Saudi woman talking about how she's happy to be driving.
But then I told you that it's not like she was wearing a bikini or one piece.
I thought it was just a woman's big deal about women in general.
Yeah. No, it was just about what they're wearing, probably.
Okay.
Unless, because, like I said, because of that promo of, the Saudi woman talking about her rights and stuff, being able to drive, and I think they're trying to move forward, catching up to other cultures and places. So hopefully they could continue and progress along nicely. Yeah.
All right. Well, that looks like it's it for us over here at Madmen Wrestling.
That has been our review of
Greatest Royal Rumble. Tune in to our next episode that should be up right after this one. We're going to be doing a preview of Backlash, which is tomorrow. But we're going to be doing that next.
Yeah. So thank you for watching.
Subscribe to the channel.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Also, Instagram at Madmen Wrestling.
Madmen of Wrestling on Instagram.
We post daily, so definitely follow us there.
Yeah. So this is Victor. I'm Jake. We are the Madmen of Wrestling, and thank you for watching.
See you next time.
Bye.